Most agents in Dubai sell you off-plan projects, and as a result, they sell you really beautiful brochures. But it's very, very rare to actually see the finished product. Today, I'm taking you to visit my client's apartment, which is at Creek Edge, right there behind me. It's in Creek Harbour. Creek Harbour is a neighborhood I talk about very, very often because I really like it. It's a neighborhood that still has a lot of potential, and it's 10 to 15 minutes from downtown, depending on the traffic. And it's very, very beautiful. It's a neighborhood developed by EMAAR, which is kind of a mix between the marina and downtown. It's right next to a UNESCO nature reserve, so it's completely undevelopable. All around, it remains very natural. And we have a breathtaking view of downtown. For those who don't know me, my name is Agad. I've been living in Dubai since 2013, and I've been investing for over 10 years. On this channel, I share my own investments and those of my clients with you. So if you're interested, follow me. Let's get started. Before showing you the apartment, I'm going to give you a quick overview of Dubai Creek Harbour. It's a neighborhood I really like, as you know. I talk about it often, and I've personally invested there myself. Dubai Creek Harbour was a place where you had to invest. 6 or 7 years ago, or even a bit more, there was really nothing there at all. Why? Because today it's a neighborhood that has exploded in popularity, and that's great. It's exactly what we all hoped for, what we all expected when we bought in. But now it's become quite expensive. So it's a place where if you buy today, the returns you get really aren't the best in Dubai. And in terms of capital gains, we'll never be able to achieve anything as impressive as what has happened over the past few years. To give you an idea, between 2020 and 2024, prices have doubled, increasing by about 25% per year, with a strong acceleration between 2021 and 2023. Why? Because most of the projects there were launched around 2016 to 2017, and between 2021 and 2023, that's when most of the buildings were delivered. So a huge number of people moved in at that time, restaurants opened, convenience stores, and so on. They opened as well, and as a result, both the population and prices, they skyrocketed. It's going to keep growing. Today, we're only at 20% of construction compared to the overall project, but growth and value appreciation will be much more stable and therefore less impressive. The real key, and what you need to understand about Dubai, is that the best capital gains and the best future returns are made by investing in areas that are currently completely non-existent today, and sell 6 or 7 years later, between 5 and 8 years down the line, when the area is fully mature, well populated, well developed, and everything is available on site. And today, the areas that fit this type of strategy are places like Maritime City and Dubai Island. When you see that we've doubled our investment in places like Dubai Creek Harbour, which are still inland, it's incredible. Just imagine what we can achieve with the same type of strategy. But this time, right by the sea. Take advantage, follow me, we'll check out my client's apartment. Let's go, discover the apartment together, sit down so I can talk about the numbers. So now that you've seen the apartment, I'm going to give you some information and some figures. It's an apartment located on the 32nd floor of the tower of Creek Edge. It's about 70 square meters, including the balconies, and it was purchased 2 years ago, not even 2 years ago. In fact, in 2023, January 2023, so a little less, 1,400,000 dirhams, which is about 350,000 euros, at the time of delivery. And even today, when you look at the latest transactions on DXB Interact, we're around 1.8, which is 450,000 euros for exactly the same type of apartment, even on a slightly lower floor. That's about 100,000 euros in capital gain in just over a year, so that's pretty good. Especially since it's an apartment that's being rented out on Airbnb, and after all expenses are deducted, it generates about 8% net. Just to give you an idea, for an apartment of this standard, in this type of residence and of this size, the annual fees are around 3,700 euros per year. And that includes the maintenance of the common areas and the lifeguard at the pool, and also a small reserve that is actually kept by the organization managing the tower to carry out minor renovations of the common areas about every 10 years. Like all the apartments in Creek Harbour, Creek Edge, this is a building developed by EMAAR, which is the semi-governmental developer that built the marina, Dubai Creek Harbour, downtown, the Dubai Mall, and even the Burj Khalifa. And actually, in general, EMAAR launches the marketing of a project just before construction begins. So as a result, delivery happens 3 to 4 years later. Here, with Creek Edge, it's a little different since construction had already started when EMAAR began selling the units. So in this case, delivery was only 1 year after the sale. So my clients were really happy because as a result, they only had to pay a small amount, about 20%, to reserve the apartment. And a year later, they paid the remaining 80%. All at once, they were able to start using it. And it was great for them, actually, because take a look out the window here. Creek Edge is one of the few towers that sits right on the canal. Actually, it's on Creek Harbour. We have beautiful views of the golf course. Today it's a bit cloudy, so you can't see anything, but the Festival City golf course is right there. And soon, for now, it's closed off, but soon the entire canal will be open and we'll have amazing views of the canal as well as the Future Tower and the Dubai district. Creek Tower. So it's really great, and it was an amazing opportunity for our clients. And that's why we really advise them to go for this apartment. So in this case, my client, it was his first purchase in Dubai. It's purely a rental investment, and the goal was to do long-term rentals. So generally, in this kind of situation, we have partners who really take care of everything, meaning they'll handle the interior design, buy the furniture, and then get the permit from the DTCM. That's also a little thing you need to know when you want to rent out your property as a vacation rental here. You have to apply for a permit from the Ministry of Tourism, and that's just a simple procedure to do. It's just a formality. So it's true that when you're managing things from a distance, it can be a bit of a hassle. You don't know where to start. So our partners who handle vacation rentals really take care of everything, meaning they'll get the DTCM permit in your name. They'll take care of connecting your apartment to Diwa and Klim. They'll handle paying the bills. They'll create a profile on Airbnb as well as on the Chinese, Russian, and other equivalent platforms. Because what people don't realize is that Airbnb is mostly used by Europeans and Americans, but actually other communities generally use different platforms. So it's a real added value, in fact, to go through this kind of company. They'll also take care of check-ins and check-outs, cleaning, and so on. So it's actually quite comfortable. In this case, my client, it was his first purchase in Dubai. So he bought everything himself. He wanted to handle all the furnishing himself. It made him happy. But to give you an idea, generally, for an apartment like this, with a living room, dining room, and bedroom, it depends on the standard and the quality the client wants. The total budget is between 8,000 and 10,000 euros. And by the way, we'll soon take you to one of the apartments we've sold and furnished, so you can get a before and after look and also realize what you actually get for that price in terms of furnishing and decoration. When you embark on a rental investment, especially when it's abroad, you really can't leave anything to chance. In this case, for this investment, our client had a rather limited budget, at least for Dubai, and especially for short-term rentals. When you want to do short-term rentals, you don't have a choice. You have to be in a tourist area or close to points of interest. Here in Dubai, for example, that means either being by the sea or not far from downtown. But with a budget of 350,000 euros, it's very difficult to target that kind of area, that type of neighborhood for one-bedroom units, I mean. That's why we focused on Dubai Creek Harbour to be precise, because we knew it was a neighborhood that was going to develop. At that time, the artificial beach hadn't opened yet. It wasn't the Creek Harbour you see today. What we did was really start from his needs. We took into account his goals and his constraints, which at that time were budgetary. And we really offered him a turnkey service. When it came to choosing the project, in his case, he wanted something with a good return. So it was important to have something with a nice view. On a higher floor, a high floor close to the canal, in a neighborhood with strong tourist potential, both now and in the future. And once we had chosen the neighborhood, the building, and the unit, we really took care of introducing him to the partners who would manage his property in the future. We also offered him solutions in terms of furnishing, and really, if he had wanted to, he could have done everything remotely and invested in this apartment, and have something equivalent to what you see today from his couch without moving. In short, we take care of everything. When you decide to invest in Dubai and you don't know the market, you can rely on us completely. We've been in the market for years, we're investors ourselves, and we've supported more than 200 foreign investors here with their investment strategies in Dubai. What we need to know is your budget, your goals, and then we'll define everything. Together, we'll establish the strategy from A to Z, from choosing the neighborhood, the project, and the property within that project. We also take care of furnishing and putting the property into operation. And when the day comes that you want to cash out, we'll also handle the resale for you. can't film for too long at the pool because there are people around and it's not cool. You have to ask for their permission, etc. But it was just to give you a little idea of what it looks like, what you can get for that price, the type of amenities in this kind of residence. And also we'll include some photos from the brochure so you can compare a little what was presented during the sale and what is actually delivered at the time of handover. Follow me, I'll show you the rest. Here you have a little space to relax. Over there in the back, that's the pétanque court. You also have a small lounge with sofas on this side with a view of the cove. It's very, very beautiful. And over here on the right, there are games for children. And then we'll go inside. You'll see the gym, fitness center, etc., which are inside the building. Here you have the fitness area, the gym, the fitness center. It's standard. We won't film in Paris to respect those working out. But anyway, you get the idea. So we've reached the end of the video. You've been able to see what it looks like, Creek Harbour, a little bit, and understand why it's interesting to invest there. I showed you my client's apartment, the amenities, and we've come to the end of the video. So let's do a quick summary, a little recap of everything we've discussed. What we wanted to highlight and show with this client is that he came in with a need and a budget that didn't necessarily match his goals. With a limited budget, he wanted to invest in a neighborhood where he could rent out the property. Short-term rentals, which isn't always easy. And so we managed to find him something by getting in at the right time, in the right neighborhood, and with the right project, something that matched his goals perfectly. And on top of that, with almost immediate income since the property was delivered just 1 year after the purchase. We also managed to help him with everything from A to Z, the selection, the purchase, and renting it out, all without him even having to travel. And what's also important to point out here is that in Dubai, to make money, you have to invest in the right neighborhoods, in emerging areas, and not after the neighborhood has already taken off. That's exactly what happened with him. And that's why today he's been able to get some really attractive offers for his apartment. If you also want to invest in emerging neighborhoods and want to know which areas to target so you can do the same, get in while it's still very affordable, and then benefit from the price increase in those neighborhoods, don't hesitate to contact us. Whether it's me or a member of my team, we'll guide you with your next purchase. See you soon in the next video.